In the forest, the law enforcement agency should contact a representative of the timber company in order to obtain and check all documents required to be kept on site.
En attendant. Maintenant, il n'y a pas de problème.
Mais ça c'est clair parce que s'ils sont pas commencé sur la base de l'ancienne, non?
Oui, ils disent qu'ils n'ont même pas encore reçu la nouvelle. Donc, ils travaillent à la base de l'ancienne.
Then the accurate location of the boundaries of the concession and its markings is verified. The coordinates of the boundaries from the official permit are entered into a GPS, and the information is cross-checked against the actual boundary markings in the forest. Once the accurate positioning and appropriate marking of concession boundaries are verified, tree stumps are checked at random.
Ok, c'est bon.
Et cette dernière souche?
C'est la dernière souche et on a...
The diameter, species and the markings on the stump are noted to check against the records held by the logging manager.
Du 19 janvier? Non, du 19 mars 2005.
The control team and the forest monitor also check logs selected at random in various log ponds. Here too, species, diameter, length, as well as the required markings of the logs, are noted and checked against the records. Extracting large logs from the forest always leaves traces, and the experienced monitor will follow these removal tracks to verify the marking of stumps in isolated places. It requires sound knowledge and experience in monitoring activities to detect proof of infractions. Sometimes logging companies fail to meet required environmental standards by cutting trees near the riverbank, opening roads illegally, or simply abandoning logs. Every irregularity discovered is recorded by the monitor by photo or video, always showing the GPS with the exact geographical position. The control agents must also issue an official statement of offence, which is a legally binding document. Sawmills are also controlled by the law enforcement agents. Here too, inspections are done in the presence of a sawmill manager.
Nous vérifions le numéro du DF10. Ici, nous avons le DF10 numéro 056 962. Et ça, c'est la 17e ligne. Et la première bille. La date, c'est le 4, le 4, le 12, le 13 décembre 04.
Of course, it is not possible to check all the logs, but some are chosen randomly and their characteristics noted and checked against the records. At the end of a mission in a forest or sawmill, when the company's books are being scrutinized and when all the infractions are being recorded by the law enforcement agency, the presence of the monitor is essential because it dissuades the logging and sawmill managers from proposing alternative settlements. After each mission, the monitor produces a report containing all the observations made in the field. The presence of a lawyer in the monitoring team ensures that the reports are legally robust. Independent forest monitoring may incorporate a review mechanism to examine and validate each of the monitor's reports. Typically, such a committee checks that the conclusions drawn by the monitor are consistent with the facts reported. The committee can request clarifications, but cannot modify the facts observed and reported. In Cameroon, this is called the Reading Committee. Sessions are presided over by the General Inspector of the Ministry, with representatives from the relevant donors, members of the Ministry, the CCU and the monitors team.
Mais moi, je sanctionne l'infraction exploitation illégale. Si elle a eu lieu, c'est parce qu'il a peut-être été complaisant ou laxiste dans la surveillance de son titre. Dès qu'on vous a déjà attribué la forêt, vous êtes le seul responsable de tout ce qui se passe dedans.
The committee is important as it gives authoritative weight to the field mission reports. When published, these reports put the onus on the authorities to bring illegal actions to justice. The reports also inform consumers about companies producing timber illegally. Field missions do not simply serve to tackle individual cases, but have broader repercussions on illegal operators, on the system of control, and on the power of civil society. Independent forest monitoring combats illegality and fraud by providing authoritative information on the state of forest management. This rock-solid information helps all stakeholders make the necessary improvements in the legislative framework and in the industry. It also helps the civil society groups bring companies before the court when their rights have been neglected. The tropical rainforest is not only a natural resource, it is a unique chance to prove to the world that we are able to conciliate economic interest, rights of local communities, and biodiversity. Independent forest monitoring is a means of reaching this balance.
Le travail de contrôle revient au personnel de l'État. Parce que le contrôle est une activité régalienne de l'État. Mais il s'est trouvé que dans l'exercice de ce contrôle, certaines personnes, c'est-à-dire certains agents, allaient faire le contrôle de connivence avec les exploitants forestiers. Ce qui fait qu'à un moment donné, les procès-verbaux qui ressortaient du terrain étaient biaisés. Bon, nous voulions donc une institution, c'est-à-dire un projet, un observateur neutre, indépendant, qui n'est pas membre de l'administration, qui n'est pas exploitant forestier, qui accompagne les équipes du ministère pendant les opérations de contrôle, s'assure que les techniques de contrôle telles qu'elles dictées par la loi forestière sont respectées par ceux qui font le contrôle. S'assure que les techniques d'exploitation forestière telles que dictées par la loi sont bien exécutées par l'opérateur et que les infractions que le personnel du ministère de l'Environnement et des Forêts constate sur le terrain sont réelles et par conséquent les procès-verbaux qui reviennent dans les rapports d'émission sont authentiques. Donc la présence de l'observateur indépendant constitue pour nous une source de garantie. C'est-à-dire c'est une garantie de l'objectivité du contrôle.